left on my calling card. I was halfway around the world, and it was raining really hard. And I only had a couple of aspirin and a half a can of beer. So I swallowed it down for courage, but it was still pretty hard to hear. 'Cause I only had 3 words that I wanted to tell you. But it would be easier if you were here and I could smell you. Words are falling, I don't know. They drift, they pass, they melt like snow. I know I may be a flake. I scrape my knees and make mistakes. I may lose, but mostly win. Sometimes I get soaked in sin, but I'll fall right back into your arms again. So I ordered 4 cans of Tuies. If I was in Australia and I said I ordered 4 cans of Tuies, people would go apeshit nuts. See, because some of them will be mad because they go, Tuies, that's not a good beer. But then other people would be defending Tuies lager. And the only reason I mention it is because I wasn't going to talk this show, but I have to tell you this. Okay, the only reason I mentioned it, it started off so good. Now the only reason I mention this is because when I was underage and I was 19 years old and I was living in San Diego, California, there was a bar in Pacific Beach, California, and it was called the Down Under Saloon. And it was owned by the most surly, mean Australian dude you ever met in your life. And the only good thing about this guy was he would let underage kids drink in his bar. And being that I was an underage kid at the beach, that was my one go-to bar, the Down Under Saloon. So this guy would always talk about, if you could only have a Tuies Logie, babe, Tuies Logie. And I was like, God, it must be the best beer in the world. And he had calendars that say Tuies Lager, but it was 1979. You couldn't order that stuff on Amazon back then. Amazon meant a tall woman or a rainforest. And man, I wanted a Tuies Lager more than anything in the world. And so one day he goes, Poltz, because I would always help him clean up at the end of the night. Poltz, I'm going to Australia and I'm going to bring back the Tuies for you. And I couldn't believe it. It was the best news I ever heard. And he got back from Australia and he called me into his office. It was 2 in the morning, the bar was closed. I was sweeping up. He didn't even pay me to sweep up. I just did it because I wanted him to like me. He got out the Tuies Lager and he poured it into a big pint glass. Now he could have just as well gone outside and stuck that pint glass under a horse's dick and had a horse piss inside the glass. And hand me it and I would have drank it and gone, this is awesome! That's how much I wanted him to like me. So he poured the Tuies into the pint glass and handed me it and I drank it and I said, this is awesome! So years later, I had a hit song with Jewel and it sold 15 million records, and she took me to Australia for my first time. Oh, I reckon it was about 1999. So I was on stage and I played, and I killed it, man. And the Aussies dug my style, so they brought me back. The next 3 years in a row, and the 3rd year they said, we're gonna film a special on you at the Basement in Circular Quay in Sydney. Now, I didn't know that the special was sponsored by VB, which is Victoria Bitter. So I was singing this song and I said, I ordered 4 cans of Tuies. And the guy goes, cut! And I go, what? And he goes, you can't say Tuies Lager, man, it's sponsored by VB, Victoria Bitter. So you gotta say, I ordered 4 cans of VB. In fact, change the whole lyric to I ordered 4 bottles of VB because that's what we're pushing. And I was so offended by this, and I said to myself, what would Neil Young do? There's no way I'm doing that. It's a bunch of bullshit, man. Plus, I had a special relationship with the Tooheys Locker guy back at the Down Under Saloon. So I said, no, I can't. I'm not going to do it. And they said, did you not read the contract? We're paying you $20,000. It's being sponsored. And I go, well, why didn't you say so? I didn't have any money, and every man has his price. So it got to the point to do it, and they're filming it. And he says to me, can you say, I ordered 4 bottles of VB, but then stop playing and take a sip of it too, and say how good it tastes? And man, I was like, I'm gonna do it, but when I get home to my hotel, I'm gonna have to wash the scent of horror off myself. So it got to the point to do it, and I was feeling so bad. And I did it, and I go, but then ODD guy kicked in. Now you know what ADHD is, that's what I have. ODD is oppositional defiance disorder, I also have that. So it got to the part of the song, and I go, I ordered 4 bottles of VB, and then I took a big sip of that VB like that, set it down, and I couldn't help myself, and I said, VB goes down like a cheap slut. So I never got the money. But Neil Young likes me. So I ordered 4 cans of Tooheys, set them on the truck. Had a long conversation with a hopeless drunk. And I only had 5 tickets and 6 new friends. So one of them had a hissy fit and drove off in a Mercedes-Benz. Words are falling out of know. They drift, they pass, they melt like snow. I know I may be a flake. I'll scrape my knees and make mistakes. I may lose, but mostly win. Sometimes I get drenched in sin, but I'll fall right back into your arms again. So we played 7-card stud, and I had a royal flush. And I took out your picture, and I started to blush. 'Cause I only had 8 lives. Most cats got 9. So I skipped out on bungee jumping just this time. 'Cause I only had 10 chances to say I love you. Words are falling out, I know. They drift, they pass, they melt like snow. I know I may be a flake. I'll scrape my knees and make mistakes. I may lose, but mostly win. Sometimes I get soaked in sin, but I'll fall right back into your arms again. I'll collapse into your loving arms again. I'll fall right back into your arms again.